time, if you're in the low 920s, maybe you get into the World Championship final.
So we move from the steeplechase down to the 1,500 meters, getting set for the Brooks men's and women's 1,500 meters. Good fields assembled here for our top-seeded 1,500 meters.
It's nice to see Vince CIATTEI is going to run this race after, I think he was scheduled to be a pace setter in one of the other races. To me, Vince CIATTEI's, if not the most underrated miler in the U.S., one of the most underrated milers in the world. And again, a guy that just keeps plugging along. He's now 30, and every year just getting a little bit better at his craft. And now really among the elite, Paul.
Look at the full start list here. A lot of talent. Got Eduardo HERRERA, set the national record for Mexico last year, All-American at Colorado. Also broke the national record at 5,000 meters at the Track Fest. Sam PRAKEL, four-time U.S. national champion, indoor runner-up at 1,500 meters, made the World Indoor Championship final this year. Drew Hunter, saw him gutting out that fabulous Olympic trials effort at 10,000 meters, in which he finished fourth last summer, coming down in distance to try the 1,500-meter distance as well. Indoor mile champion from back in 2016, Henry WYNNE. Morgan BEADLESCOMB, NCAA indoor mile runner-up in his own right back in 2022. Who doesn't love the Eric HOLT story? And the Empire Elite Track Club middle distance runner, made the semis of the Olympic trials last year, was fourth, of course, back in 2022, trying to make that world championship team for Oregon. So good group assembled. There is Eduardo HERRERA.
I'm interested to see, Paul, how Drew Hunter does, because he's run his lifetime best at 1,500 was run on this track in 2024. His lifetime best in the mile was run on this track in 2022. His lifetime best 5,000 run in LA, not on this track, but at Drake Stadium in 2024. And he's in, here's a guy that almost made the U.S. Olympic team in the 10,000. And he's got a very good chance to mix it up with this elite group of 1,500 meter runners. And with Vince CIATTEI as a pace setter, I think we could see a really explosive race.
I think the pace setters are on the outside, Tom. I'm not sure I see CIATTEI, which is not uncommon here in the late stages of these events to see some swap outs. I saw Dahlquist with his bib on, and then next to him somebody without a bib. But we'll see if they go directly to the front, as they're next to Josh Thompson, World Championship finalist back in 2022, though his lifetime best is back from 2020. There's Eric HOLT next to him, BEADLESCOMB, Henry WYNNE. Again, pretty good group assembled here. Suliman could have gone a little bit closer to the rail, though. It's a lot of traffic to the outside because he wants the whole space out there for himself, because they're all going to fight into that rail really early, and Suliman does get the advantage of that little bit of space, and he's going to get himself and now wait for those pace setters to get out in front. Eric HOLT full of run here in the early going as well, but they can settle in. And those wave lights at 3:32, the men's world championship standard is 3:33. So try to run super quick here in Los Angeles on a Saturday night.
Well, I think conditions are very favorable here. High 60s. This is almost ideal 1,500 meter weather. No wind, no sun beating down on you. Everybody should be taking advantage of this, and they are right on pace. The interesting thing, Paul, is who's going to win this race. I think, off kind of reputation, Messaoudi would be the guy that you would think would be the nominal favorite here, but it could be anybody.
See Messaoudi hip number 6 in the Oklahoma State jersey. Fourth the NCAA indoor mile this year, but the pace setters have gotten away just a little bit from Messaoudi and the rest of the field, though Messaoudi's still on those lights. Looks like a video game here. I'm worried that Pac-Man's going to come from the opposite direction and eat this entire field up, but beautiful pictures here from high above and now trackside as Will Lear trying to do a little cheerleading here. Himself a pretty good 1,500-meter guy in his day. As they now have 2 laps to go, Eric Holt right behind Messaoudi with 800 meters to go. Josh Thompson and Henry Wynn in the back of the pack right now, losing contact with the main peloton here as they move to the backstretch, as they'll come through 800 meters in a shade under 157.
Well, they're maybe a little bit slower than they wanted. Messaoudi ran 3:33.93 in Portland last month. So this, and you know, Eric Holt is up there, Paul. I'm a little surprised. He's right in the mix there. He hadn't been blowing people away with his results recently, but he is right there, and this augurs very well for him.
3:34.05 is his lifetime best. Messaoudi 3:33.93. They're staying on those lights. BEADLESCOMB now starting to make a move. He's trying to close in. I believe that's Suliman in third. Herrera in the mix as they reach the bell. Last lap in 57:30.
They have a chance, Paul, to maybe run close to 3:34 here, which would be a terrific effort, especially for somebody like Holt. And BEADLESCOMB coming up very well. Sam PRAKEL moving as well.
And there's Drew Hunter getting into the mix out in
there
lane 2 as he passed PRAKEL. Right behind BEADLESCOMB. Messaoudi, here comes BEADLESCOMB. Here comes Hunter alongside Holt. What a fabulous finish we're going to have with 150 to go. BEADLESCOMB.
Hunter looks great.
And
Hunter
Drew
looks
Hunter
great.
lurking on the outside. PRAKEL back and forth. Herrera is there, but how about Drew Hunter? As Drew Hunter straight away turns around and celebrates a win. What a mark for him as he races to a time of 3:33.41.
That is a lifetime best for him. I know it doesn't say on the results, but that's a lifetime best, a 54.6 close. Paul, that's his 3rd consecutive PR on this track and 4th consecutive PR in any distance in Los Angeles. He has a lot to be proud of. This young man is finally, I think, ready to make a U.S. national team after falling just short at the Olympic trials. He's certainly had his share of detractors over the years, but he has stuck with it, and what a great race plan he had.
Well, and you know, and a guy had so much hype going into his his high school career, decided to forego the chance to run in college, and I will harbor no ill will because he was going to come to the University of Oregon, chose not to do that, but really never found his footing in the elite. Then through a B race in a U.S. Indoor Championship, takes his first national title, the most awkward way to win a national title. And as I joke with him, it was finally great because when he was on the international stage, you had a credential worthy of those appearances. And you have said it right. He has now put himself directly in the conversation at 1,500 meters. Another lifetime best. Los Angeles treating Drew Hunter very, very well. 3:33.41 as he overtakes the field. Salgado second, PRAKEL in third. PRAKEL gets a new lifetime best as he was 3:34.63 coming in, so he gets under 3:34 for the first time in history. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, these times just continue to absolutely boggle the mind and just gives you all sorts